Laakit, do they say, man, you've really, your accent's gone, or your pronunciation's...
Oh, I've never had an accent.
No?
Yeah, so that's kind of the weird...
Roman Reigns' journey to becoming the biggest WWE star ever is one of perseverance, evolution, and an undeniable presence. From the early days as a hopeful prospect to the undisputed face of WWE, his rise has been meticulously crafted through determination, reinvention, and the ability to command the audience's attention like few before him. Roman Reigns is not just a champion. He is the embodiment of what it means to evolve and persevere in the unforgiving world of professional wrestling. The beginning. A family legacy and a football career. Born Leati Joseph Anoa'i, Roman Reigns hails from the legendary Anoa'i wrestling family. His relatives, including The Rock, Yokozuna, and the Usos, have shaped the industry for decades, creating an unparalleled wrestling dynasty. From the outset, Reigns was destined for greatness within this family. However, Roman did not immediately follow in his family's footsteps and pursue wrestling. Instead, he played football at Georgia Tech and briefly tried to enter the NFL, with hopes of forging a career in the sport. Though his football career did not pan out as expected, it laid the foundation for his work ethic, physical conditioning, and team mentality. All attributes that would serve him well in professional wrestling. It was during this period that Reigns developed a disciplined approach to both his body and his craft, traits that would prove invaluable in the years to come. Entering WWE, a rookie's struggles, Roman's professional wrestling journey began in WWE's developmental territory, Florida Championship Wrestling, FCW, which would eventually evolve into NXT. He debuted under the name Leaky, but his initial singles run didn't stand out. Although Reigns showed potential, he was still finding his footing, trying to carve out his identity in a company full of established stars. Reigns' breakthrough moment came when he transformed into Roman Reigns and became part of The Shield, a faction that would change the trajectory of his career forever. Alongside Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, The Shield debuted at Survivor Series 2012. The trio wreaked havoc on WWE, presenting themselves as an unstoppable force. Their black tactical gear, relentless fighting style, and ability to deliver intense, high-quality matches made them instant sensations. For nearly 2 years, The Shield dominated WWE, defeating top names like John Cena, Randy Orton, and The Undertaker, solidifying Reigns as a future main event player. The rise and push to the top. As The Shield disbanded in 2014, WWE saw Reigns as the company's next leading man. Vince McMahon and WWE management had high hopes for him, positioning him as the successor to John Cena and aiming to build him into WWE's next franchise player. However, this push met significant resistance from the audience. Despite winning the 2015 Royal Rumble and receiving a WrestleMania main event against Brock Lesnar, fans were not ready to accept Reigns in this role. Reigns' initial push was perceived as overproduced and forced. Fans rejected him because they felt WWE was pushing him too hard and too fast, and they didn't connect with him in the way the company had hoped. The backlash was evident during his WrestleMania coronation moment, even with The Rock endorsing him in the ring. The crowd vocally rejected Reigns, and WWE struggled to get him over in the way they intended. While his in-ring skills were undeniably impressive, his scripted promos and repetitive booking caused a disconnect with the audience. Despite this, Reigns remained a fixture in the main event scene, facing off against stars like Triple H, AJ Styles, and Braun Strowman. These rivalries helped solidify him as a top star, but the fan backlash persisted. It wasn't until he faced personal adversity that the audience truly began to connect with him. The turning point: battling leukemia. In October 2018, Roman Reigns announced that he had been battling leukemia, forcing him to relinquish the Universal Championship and take time off to focus on his health. This emotional moment humanized Reigns in a way that no scripted promo ever could. Fans, who had previously been critical of him, put aside their resentment and rallied behind him. When Reigns returned to WWE in early 2019, he was welcomed back with open arms. However, it was his complete reinvention in 2020 that truly solidified his place as WWE's top star. The Tribal Chief. A heel turn that changed everything. Roman Reigns' heel turn in 2020 was nothing short of revolutionary for his career. For years, WWE had struggled to get Reigns over as a babyface, but the company's decision to turn him heel allowed him to embrace his natural tendencies and evolve into a far more authentic character. He aligned with Paul Heyman and adopted the persona of the Tribal Chief, a dominant leader of his family and the entire WWE roster. The timing was perfect. WWE was operating in the Thunderdome, with no live audiences due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This gave Reigns the chance to develop his new character without interference from fans who had previously rejected him. The change worked because it played to Reigns' strengths, focusing on his presence rather than his scripted promos. He spoke with quiet intensity, letting his actions and dominance in the ring do most of the talking. The bloodline and his rise to the top. The Tribal Chief persona added a new layer to Reigns' character. His first major storyline under this new persona was his feud with his cousin Jey Uso. This feud was crucial because it established the emotional foundation for the Tribal Chief character. Instead of a traditional villainous turn, Reigns psychologically manipulated his family, forcing Jey to acknowledge him as the head of the family. This emotional depth was unprecedented in WWE, and it made Reigns rise to power as the Tribal Chief more than just a wrestling storyline. It became a family drama. Jey Uso's eventual submission, both physically and emotionally, cemented Reigns' position as the Tribal Chief. This wasn't a typical heel turn where a wrestler simply betrays someone. It was a slow, calculated power struggle that saw Reigns assert control over his family, manipulating them into submission. Once established as the Tribal Chief, Reigns embarked on an unprecedented run as Universal Champion, defeating major stars like Kevin Owens, Edge, Daniel Bryan, John Cena, and Brock Lesnar. His dominance in the ring became more methodical, slowing down his matches and making every move feel calculated. He no longer relied on superhero-like comebacks, but instead controlled the pace of his matches, asserting his dominance in a way that felt authentic and earned. The Bloodline Saga. Family loyalty and betrayal. The Bloodline storyline became the backbone of Reigns' character. His relationship with the Usos and Solo Sikoa added depth to his persona. Reigns wasn't just a champion. He was a mafia-like leader, ensuring that his family stayed loyal through manipulation and intimidation. Even as a heel, fans found themselves invested in Reigns' journey. His interactions with his family were compelling, and the slow build of betrayals, family conflicts, and power struggles made for some of the most gripping television WWE had produced in years. Reigns' long-term storyline, heavily influenced by Paul Heyman's creative mind, remained fresh and engaging, avoiding the pitfalls that often affect long-reigning champions. The slow development of the bloodline, including the eventual rebellion of Sami Zayn and the Usos, was meticulously crafted, and the audience was hooked. Fans who once booed Reigns relentlessly were now fully invested in whether his family would remain loyal to him or turn against him. Becoming a mainstream star. Roman Reigns' evolution beyond wrestling. Roman Reigns' impact extended far beyond the WWE ring. As his wrestling persona evolved, so did his mainstream recognition. Reigns began appearing in major interviews, television shows, and even Hollywood projects. His transition from a wrestling star to a mainstream media presence helped further solidify his status as the face of WWE. Unlike many stars who relied solely on their in-ring ability or microphone work, Reigns brought the full package. His physicality, natural charisma, and undeniable aura made him the most versatile top guy in WWE history. Whether fans loved him or hated him, they couldn't ignore him. The future of Roman Reigns. Redemption and legacy. Roman Reigns' journey from being rejected to becoming the most compelling figure in WWE is a testament to the power of storytelling and character evolution. The slow burn of his career, from his struggles with fan rejection to his eventual triumph as the Tribal Chief, showcases a wrestler who was able to adapt and evolve into something far greater than what WWE originally envisioned for him. The eventual downfall of Reigns, likely at the hands of a family member, will be one of WWE's most anticipated moments. His character arc has all the makings of a future redemption story, and fans who once rejected him are now deeply invested in his narrative. Roman Reigns' legacy will be defined not only by his championships, but also by his role in reshaping the industry. WWE's decision to allow Roman Reigns to evolve into the tribal chief was the best thing to happen to his career. Through perseverance, adaptation, and an unparalleled ability to evolve with the industry, Reigns redefined what it meant to be the face of WWE. His legacy is now etched in wrestling history, and his influence will undoubtedly be felt for generations to come.